What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to be doing another dash cam review. This time though, I'm going to be upgrading the dash cam in my 2020 Chrysler 300S. I do have a dash cam in there now, but I wanted to go with something that's going to give me a front and rear camera. So if you're in the market for a dash cam that's going to give you front and rear cameras, high definition, a super capacitor, parking modes, and a ton of other features, plus it's affordable, look no further than the Vantrue Element 2. Let's dive into it. I do want to thank Vantrue for sending this out for a review. The Element 2 by Vantrue is going to give you 1944p front and rear, voice control, Wi-Fi and app control, a wireless remote controller, GPS track. It has a Sony Starvis image sensor, wide dynamic range, wide viewing angle, 4 parking monitor modes, a magnetic assist mount, super capacitor like I mentioned, extreme temperature protection, plus a CPL filter is optional. This thing is loaded, man. I can't wait to get it installed. Let's get it out of the box and take a close-up look. I will be showing the installation. I opted to go with a Hardwire kit that I purchased separately. If you don't want to do the Hardwire kit like I'm doing though, it does have a 12-volt connector in here, so you can just plug that into your cigar lighter, attach the dash cam to the windshield, and you're pretty much all set to go. But let's take a look at what's in the box. So to open the box, you just pull on this orange tab right here. And once the box is open, you're greeted with this diagram showing you the correct way to hook the camera up. Getting everything laid out in the light box, we have a couple of stickers here that are going to be warning labels that you can put on your car, letting people know that your car is protected by Vantrue. Inside the box, we're going to find the user manual, and it's pretty thick, but it does include instructions in a few different languages, but you're going to want to make sure that you read through this. And I know a lot of people, including myself, don't really like spending a lot of time reading user manuals, but there's a lot of important information in here, so you're going to want to make sure that you just read as much of it as possible so that you're not missing out on anything. So we get the camera itself, the magnetic mount, we get the remote control, a USB-C cable to hook the camera up to a computer, another longer cable that's USB-C as well, but this is going to be to hook your rear camera up to the main camera, a 12-volt charger, a pry tool, some extra pieces of 3M tape, 2 electrostatic pieces of film that we're going to use to mount the camera, a microfiber cloth, that's nice so that you can clean off the lens. So taking an up-close look at the camera, the remote control is something I'm definitely looking forward to testing out. I've never had a dash cam with a remote control, so this is going to be interesting to see what kind of use cases we have for it. Here's a close-up look at the Hardwire kit that I'm going to be using. It comes with a couple of different options, so no matter what type of fuse you have in your fuse box, you should be able to find one of these that's going to work. I also like the fact that they have 3M tape on there. That's a nice touch. I haven't seen that before on any other Hardwire kit that I've installed. That will definitely come in handy with installation. One thing about it is it includes a feature that will basically monitor the voltage coming from the battery, and when it drops below a certain point, and you have 2 different options you can use, it will turn the camera off. So you can hardwire this to one of the fuses that's always on, and you won't have any issues, and this is what you would actually need to do anyways if you want to utilize the parking mode. So if you're going to hardwire this, I do suggest getting the Vantrue Hardwire kit just because of that functionality. So now that we covered everything that's in the box, we're going to go ahead and jump into upgrading the firmware, and then from there we'll start on the installation. So let's go ahead and get started. So updating the firmware is going to be really simple. You just basically go to the Vantrue website and you can find the firmware updates there, download them, insert your SD card into your Mac or PC, copy the file over to the SD card, insert it into the dash cam, turn the dash cam on. The dash cam will automatically recognize the upgrade, and the blinking green lights will show you that it's installing it. After that, you can confirm that the update went through by going into the app settings. Alright guys, so running the rear camera is a pretty straightforward process. I already have the sill and everything taken down here. Trim panel pull down, so I'm just going to run this up here all the way to the back. Just pull this part down, and then I have room in the headliner here, down here, across, and mounted up there. And real quick, in case you guys were wondering, the cord to the rear dash cam is 20 feet long, so as you can see, I have quite a bit of room here to work with. And I actually left quite a bit of slack up front too. So once I get the front dash cam hooked up, I shouldn't have any trouble getting the wire where I need it. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to mount it yet, but I left enough room to play with. Alright guys, so I found a fuse that I want to use. I have it plugged in right here. I have it grounded right there. And so we're all set. Now when installing this, we have this plastic electrostatic film right here that we're going to use to attach to the windshield. So we're just going to stick it up here somewhere, and then we're going to attach the camera to that. Attaching the camera is super simple. You just basically slide it in using this tab on the top. Okay, so here is the Vantrue Element 2 in all its glory. I have the front camera hooked up. I have the rear camera hooked up. So let's go ahead, turn it on. Another nice feature of this camera is the remote control that comes with it. When I first saw this, I didn't really understand what it was for or why I would need it. But then after looking at the functions of it, I'm starting to wonder why more dash cams actually don't include a remote control. What this is going to do is give you an easy way to enable or disable audio recording and the ability to lock a file. So if you're driving along and something happens and you need to make sure that that video isn't overwritten, you simply just press the bottom button. Or if you're having a conversation that you don't want recorded, then you can just hit the audio button and it'll turn that off. So with the second press of the lock button, it's actually going to take a photo. So it'll lock the file, then you just press it again to take photos. So really nice touch, something that they didn't have to include, but something that's going to be really useful. Also, it has some 3M tape on the back, so if you want, you can mount it somewhere easily accessible. Not sure where I'm going to mount this yet. Somewhere out of the way where it's kind of hidden. But yeah, really nice touch. Glad that they have this feature. Show both cameras. Show rear camera. Show front camera. So as you can see, the voice controls are working. So let's go ahead and take this out for a ride and see what type of footage we can capture with it. All right, guys. So we're testing out the camera now. I'm filming in 1440p front and rear. And right now I'm using the microphone that's actually built into the dash cam, so you guys can hopefully hear it. I got the passenger side and the driver's side window cracked a little bit, so you guys can hear. Hopefully it's picking everything up. And now we're switching back to the GoPro. It's a bit overcast today, unfortunately. I wanted to get some footage with the sun. And of course, it chooses the day I'm testing out a dash cam to rain, so it's unfortunate. The mobile app is really easy to use. It allows you to adjust all of the settings on the front and rear dash cam. I would like to see a feature that allows you to turn off the status indicator for the rear camera. It's a little green light that stays solid, just letting you know that the camera's connected. The thing is, when you're looking in the rear view mirror, you can see that light, and it can be a little distracting. So hopefully in a future firmware upgrade, they give us the option to turn that indicator light off. The Vantrue player for PC and Mac allows you to watch your recorded footage while also viewing the GPS location, route taken, and speed. This can be especially useful for those that work as delivery drivers. So to go ahead and close this video out, I really do like this camera. I think it has a lot of features that you're going to find useful. It's not one of those cameras that just packs in features for the sake of having them. These are features you're actually going to really be able to use. The remote control, the voice control functions. Here's a list of some of the voice control phrases that you can actually say. So having the ability to control the dash cam with your voice or the remote control just kind of opens things up and makes it a lot easier for users. The 1440p video quality is exceptional. It looks really good. Even at 30 frames per second, I don't notice any stuttering or anything like that. 60 frames per second, of course, would be nice, but it's not really necessary for a dash cam. So the front and rear cameras, I'm really happy with how those look. I do want to look at the CPL filter that they sell. Right now, it looks like they're not available until October on Amazon, but once I get that in, I am going to go ahead and test that out. Basically, this is a filter that's going to help reduce glare. I'll put a link in the description for those that are interested in purchasing this dash cam. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for your support, and we'll see you on the next video.